Marvel fans, buckle up. We've got a crazy new report about two more characters rumored to be in Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. This adds to the ever-growing list of crazy things that we will see in this movie. Let's break it down and speculate about what it could mean. What's up, everybody? It's Josh, and if you're a Nerdvenger or a frequent viewer of our channel, smash the like button on this video as it helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. And some of you are like, but you've got to earn my like with some good jokes. Okay, here we go. Check this out. What's red and goes up and down? A tomato on an elevator. And if that's not worth a like, I don't know what is. Okay, so let's get into this report. This is coming from Skylar Schuler and the Diz Insider podcast. They are reporting that Mobius and Sylvie, characters from the Loki show, are going to be showing up in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Skylar Schuler, the Diz Insider, very good at what they do. They have excellent sources. I believe them, and I do think this will be happening. I want to talk about what it means in a second, but I also wanted to talk about a scoop that Skylar Schuler and the Diz Insider had a while ago, probably about a year ago, that is still out there. They still strongly believe this is actually the case, and this has to do with heroes from Big Hero 6 showing up in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Now, if you don't know, let's talk about that for just a second here. Those characters come from a Marvel comic book line, a very obscure comic book line, but then they're, of course, adapted for that Pixar movie, for the animated Big Hero 6 film. Well, it is being reported, and it was reported by them, that those characters were going to be out there. Now, if you'll recall, some people at Marvel, I forget who it was, but some official people came out and tried to debunk that and said that's not true, and they took shots at the Diz Insider, etc., which is crazy because Diz Insider so nice to Disney all the time. It's crazy that somebody from Marvel would come at them like that. But that was a scoop that they had a while ago, and it just sort of goes to show that when you start to think about how bonkers this movie's going to be, man, like, the sky is really the limit for this film. And this is one of those things where it's like, they've got to be careful about how much of this stuff comes out there, because we are all fixated on Spider-Man No Way Home right now. You know, we're all wondering, is that Mephisto Doctor Strange? Like, what the heck's actually going on in this movie? Will Toby actually show up? Will Andrew actually show up? Yeah, by the way, they totally will, and I got it confirmed that Toby was shooting in LA on the set of No Way Home. But there's this thing going on where movies like Shang-Chi and the Eternals are currently being like totally dwarfed by the hype for Spider-Man, and they better not delay Spider-Man No Way Home and then all of these crazy things come out about Doctor Strange 2, because you will start to look ahead past Spider-Man right into Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. So let's talk about this scoop and what it could mean. You're going to have Sylvie and you're going to have Mobius popping up in Doctor Strange 2. Now, it was reported by the trades that Tom Hiddleston's Loki will also be popping up in Doctor Strange 2, and I think we can sort of see the threads here to set up a Loki season 2. But the thing about that that's really interesting is that Loki Season 1 is not just some crazy show about Loki. It is setting up massive things for the multiverse, for the MCU, and of course, setting up Kang the Conqueror, or He Who Remains, as this major player in what Marvel is doing next. And I've been saying for some time that I think Quantum Mania is the next big crazy thing. Like, we're watching this multiversal, saga start to unfold. We've got the WandaVision thing. We've got the Loki thing. We're going to get Spider-Man No Way Home, and then we're going to get Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. But after that comes Quantum Mania, where we know Kang the Conqueror is going to be a big villain. And so I think it could be the case that Mobius, Sylvie, Loki are all going to pop up in the Multiverse of Madness to set up Quantum Mania, and perhaps Loki Season 2 will be having something to do with what is going on in Quantum Mania, or the fallout after Quantum Mania, which I think will, yes, I'm going to say it, set up Secret Wars for the MCU. I also think this will be the exact Sylvie that we saw in the finale and in the first season of Loki, the one that actually kills He Who Remains. And it is possible that the Mobius we see is not going to be the Mobius that Tom Hiddleston ends up with at the end of that show, but rather the one that remembers him. Now, there's a lot of confusion about that. We don't know what exactly is going on there, but I would assume that you're going to get Sylvie and Mobius perhaps popping up in some context that's different than the way that Tom Hiddleston will pop up to talk to Doctor Strange. Or maybe it is that same Mobius and Loki are the ones that pop up with Doctor Strange, and then Sylvie shows up there, you know, in some way, shape, or form. This is just tying that thread from that show to this movie to the wider MCU and craziness with regards to He Who Remains. And again, guys, we have a huge list of Marvel characters that are supposed to pop up in this movie, and people that know about this movie, they just keep referring to it as bonkers or out of this world or absolutely insane. And let's just think about this. We're going to have Sony characters, likely both Spider-Men, Tobey and Andrew, or at least one of them likely, hanging out in this movie. You're going to have Fox X-Men characters coming back, several of the Fox X-Men characters coming. You're going to possibly have this Big Hero 6 characters coming in from a different universe. We've heard maybe even Tom Cruise Iron Man will make an appearance, Hugh Jackman Wolverine, going through the entire pantheon of crazy Marvel movies that are out there. And now we're getting the rumor that Sylvie, Mobius, and yeah, Loki, which was rumored before, are also going to show up in the movie. Now, my speculation on this is that Loki, Sylvie, and Mobius will be sort of either post-credity things or at the end of the film. You know, there's going to be a lot of different little cameos. And it is, of course, possible that Sylvie, Mobius, and Loki are just that. They're going to be cameos, you know, as we're jumping through multiverses, you know, seeing this character. But I think there's something else going on here, as we've sort of hinted at with this wider story, you know, the addition of Kang and Quantumania coming out after this. I mean, if you think about it, the trades leaked that Hiddleston would be in Doctor Strange 2 right after the finale of Loki, just kind of tying in again to that just crazy wave of hype about where things were going, how connected it was actually going to be. And people have indicated that Sylvie's story will remain told or keep being told throughout the MCU, but we're really thinking we're going to see that mostly in the second season of Loki. I don't know. It's possible that Sylvie stays in the MCU and gets more screen time and play than Tom Hiddleston, but I think with what you set up between those two characters in the first season, that will definitely play a role in this cameo, and his heartache and his love for her is going to be on display, and that will take him into the season 2, where he'll still be trying to find her as well as undoing the craziness that her killing He Who Remained caused. Oh, and lest I forget, the What If characters are also rumored to be in there. A multiversal Illuminati, right? Getting Captain Carter, maybe Supreme Strange as well. I mean, this is just nuts, dude. So I'm really hyped up about it. Add 2 more crazy names to the list. What do you think about Sylvie and Mobius coming in to Doctor Strange 2? Do you agree this is going to sort of set up some Kang stuff? Then we'll get some Quantumania stuff. And then Loki season 2 will help us set up the sort of journey towards Secret Wars. That's kind of what I think's going on, but I'm definitely curious as to what you think about this. How crazy does Doctor Strange seem to you now? Let me know in the comment section. Like this video if you liked it, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you see more of our content pop up in your recommended feed. And go check out our live streaming channel, man, where we have a ton of fun talking about all the crazy nerdy things going on in the world. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.